Welcome to the Winning Forecast, where the Gelding and I will try and give you our 4 best bets for tomorrow's Eagle Farm races. And Gelding, last week, 75% win rate, 100% place rate, and the Professor's win and place parlay up. We've got a lot to live up to.
Yes, good afternoon, Professor. Good afternoon, listeners. Well done last week, Professor. 3 wins out of 4. What I can say, I suppose, is can I get your views on the second?
Gelding, yes, you can. You're talking about race 5, horse 3, Shangri-La Impact. Ran second, beaten by less than a length. Nashrawilla wedged on the rails and, well, let's face it, got out too late and beaten by less than a length by 100-1 winner.
And, Professor, did he have to go down to the rails?
He selected the pathway. I didn't think that was a good place to go, but he was the jockey.
So have you contacted Nash during the week and presented him with any awards?
No, I haven't contacted him, but I've awarded an S-hit ride.
Oh, right, okay.
And I awarded that straight after the race too.
Yes, very good, Professor. And, of course, with that, we got the 4-horse parlayer, but, geez, it would have been good to get the 4-place parlay up for the win, wouldn't it?
Well, it would have been very nice, and we had that, but for less than 1 length. Anyway, look, we're going to try and improve on that this week at Eagle Farm. It's a 9-race card, the first at 11:43am, the last at 4:35pm. The feature race, race 8, the Tattersalls Tiara, a Group 1 for fillies and mares over 1,400 metres, worth $700,000. The last Group 1 race for the season, Gelding.
Yes, the last Group 1 race, and a bit disappointing the prize money, Professor. Personally, I think we got too many Group 1 races. Having a look at this field tomorrow, I don't think it's a Group 1 field, Professor. If this was a Group 2 or 3 race, I thought that this would be the appropriate field. But a lot of the horses have now been put away for the Melbourne Spring.
Yeah, that's right, Gelding. I had a look at the field. You're right in saying that it's not a Group 1 field, but it's a Group 1 race, so that's what we're stuck with.
Yes.
The track's a soft 5, Gelding. The rail doing interesting things again. 6 metres out for the track, but between the 1,000-metre mark and the winning post, 7 metres out. So I wonder if that metre will make all the difference tomorrow.
Be interesting to see where the barriers are positioned.
Well, that's something we can take into account when we have a look at it tomorrow, Gelding. All right. What are your 2 best bets for tomorrow's Eagle Farm meeting?
Well, Professor, when you said we were looking at Eagle Farm tomorrow, of course, with the Group 1, of course, look around for the Waller-McDonald combination, of course, but with James McDonald riding over in England during Ascot, he obviously hasn't come back, obviously having a well-deserved break. So, look, I had a look around, and lo and behold, my 2 picks, Professor, are to be ridden by Nashrawilla.
Danger, beware, Gelding.
Well, that's why I was hoping you'd written to him and advised him that he showed us a couple of good rides, Professor. And just on that, Professor, last week we got 3 very, very good rides and 1 very ordinary ride. Doesn't it make a difference when you get a good ride?
Makes a huge difference, Gelding.
We will say to our listeners a couple of warnings. We're picking horses where we expect to get good rides and we're expecting the track to be fair. So they're our tips. But my first tip, Professor, is race 5, horse number 1, Inatu, trained by Chris Waller, to be ridden by Nash. This is a 4-year-old mare by Trapeze Artist that's had 17 starts, Professor. Only 4 wins, 24% win rate, but has had 5 seconds and 4 thirds. So you're looking at 13 out of its 17 starts it's been placed. Professor's last start was a bit disappointing. There's 2 starts ago, 1 a Group 3 race. This race is a listed race, query being the 2100. This horse has very good form over 1600. Look, the fact that it was a Group 3 winner 2 starts ago, trained by Waller. Ben Mellum's not riding it. Nashrawilla is. Look, I think if it can handle the distance, or get a good Nashrawilla ride, not one of these weird ones, I think we're a very good chance at round about the $3.20, Professor. So that should go well. So that's race 5, number 1. Professor, I then go to what I think will be the bet of the day in race 7, Sun God. This again is a Chris Waller trained horse to be ridden by Nashrawilla. It's a 5-year-old gelding. This is its 3rd start back, Professor. Again, it's had 6 wins from 26 starts. It was beaten last start by the top 8 or external. It's very interesting. Sun God was ridden by Tom Berry. who's jumped off or been taken off Sun God for the defeat, and Nash has come on. But Berry's replaced Rachel King on War Eternal, and Nash Willers hopped on the Sun God Professor. Sun God drawn the barrier one, I think can jump, get a very good position. The only danger to it, I think, is War Eternal. But for that just been beaten last start, there's a turnaround of 2.5 kilos, Professor. Both horses had 59 last start. Sun God drops to 58 and War Eternal goes up to 60.5. So, look, I'm hoping that can be a turnaround. It's about 225 at the moment. Professor, I think that's a pretty good price for this type of horse. Look, I'm hoping that Chris Waller and Natural Willer can have a big day tomorrow, Professor. So my two tips are race 5, number 1, Pinato, and race 7, horse 2, Sun God. And you like, Professor?
I'm going a bit earlier with my first selection tomorrow, Gelding, in race 2, the Ladbrokes Mega Multi-Handicap. It's a benchmark 85 over 1,200 metres. In this one, I like horse number 17, Sherazade, coming out of barrier 6. Had the 8 starts for 4 wins and 2 placings, so a 50% win rate, 75% place rate. Up in class, Gelding, in its last 5 starts, 4 wins and 2 seconds, so very nice form there.
Nice little learner.
Yeah, it is, Gelding. It's one on a soft track. It's one over the distance. And what I also liked, it drops 4.5 kilos from its last start. And this is the lightest weight it's raced at, Gelding. Dylan Turner's in the saddle. He's had a pretty good season up there, 69 wins and a 17% win rate. Trainer we haven't mentioned before on this program, Gelding, Stephen McLean, only been in the business since 2025, only has 5 horses in training at the Gold Coast, but a bit of connection between you and him. Served time with Michael Kent Sr., who I believe you had a horse trained by.
Yes, one trained by Michael Kent Sr., but don't say that I could remember him being at the stable, but nice to go up there to the Gold Coast.
He's had a bit of an itinerant life, Gelding. He's been in the UK with racing and been in the USA with racing, and now he's back in Australia. Let's face it, if you like the warm weather, the Gold Coast is the place to be.
So we wish him the best of luck, and let's hope he can get us away to a good start tomorrow.
Well, yes, and at $4.20 and $1.85 at the moment, that would be a very nice start to the day, wouldn't it?
That would be a lovely little start.
All right, my second selection, Gelding's in race 8. Better have a bet in the main race for the day. The Tattersalls Tiara, which is a Group 1 for fillies and mares over 1,400 metres. I like in this one also horse number 17, Gelding. Within the Law. What better horse for something that you and I have been involved in for a very long time? Coming out of barrier 10, it's had 16 starts for 3 wins and 7 placings, so a 19% win rate, 63% place rate. What I did notice, Gelding, it's only had 3 wins. It's earned $1.7 million in prize money.
Yep.
It's a highly sought-after 3-year-old filly, Gelding. It ran in the 2-year-old Millennium and came second. That's not a bad effort for last year. It also ran second in the Group 1 Champagne Stakes and second in the Group 1 Darley. So it's got a pretty good pedigree.
Oh, it's a pretty good horse, Professor. So as we were saying at the start of the show, being a weaker Group 1 may be a very, very good chance at rather juicy odds too, Professor.
Yes, Gelding. Its last outing, it ran second in the Group 3 Gunsim Classic at this track on a heavy 9. That was 2 weeks ago. So I think it'd like a little bit better track. And you're right about the odds, $8.50 and $3.
Very nice for your omen bet, Professor. And a nice little pick, I think.
Tommy Berry in the saddle, Gelding. He's got an 18% win rate for the season. 127 winners he's ridden. Not a bad effort.
A very good jockey.
And Bjorn Baker training. He's one of the big up-and-comers.
Running second in the Sydney trainers pick at the moment, so he's beaten a lot of good trainers up there.
Exactly right, Gelding. So my 2 for tomorrow, race 2, horse 17, Sherazade, and race 8, horse 17, Within the Law. Now, let's talk about the very successful Professor's Parlay from last week.
This has got to be one of the most successful betting type listeners could get anywhere, Professor, at the rate you're running at for 3 picks. That's fantastic.
Well, last week we had Glorious Moments, which was glorious when it ran first, Gelding, and we had that into Tim Taranto to get 20 or more disposals. He got 23, so a big tick there. And we parlayed that into Harry Sheasel to get 25 or more disposals. He got 31, another big tick there, and paid $32.90, if you don't mind, for a $10 outlay.
Very, very well done, Professor. Can we go back on Tim Taranto and how many of those were efficient kicks? Lucky they didn't say efficient kicks.
All right, the Professor's Parlay currently running at 45%, 11 from 24, so we've improved from last week, and let's head towards 50.
That's fantastic, Professor. As I keep saying many times on this show, if you're picking horses at the rate of 33%, you're doing very, very well. You're normally coming out in front, but you're adding 2 sporting events, and here we are almost 1 in 2 rather than 1 in 3. So you're doing very well, Professor.
Yes, and we're enjoying it, aren't we, Gelding?
We are indeed.
All right. This week's Professor's Parlay. Let's go to Eagle Farm, race 7, horse 2, Sun God, for all the reasons you mentioned in your summary earlier on. Given we had some luck with the exotics last week, Gelding, I've gone back there. I'm going to dip into that bucket again.
Well, it's working for you.
Yes, Gelding. This week we're going to look at the Carlton versus West Coast Eagles match at Marvel Stadium. Carlton, they're 5 from 5 under the new coach, Gelding. Who would have thought that? And the West Coast Eagles have only won 2 out of their last 5, but we don't care about the result of the match between those two. We're going to go for Sam Walsh from Carlton. We're going to go for him to get 20 or more disposals. His last 5 outings, Gelding, 25, 28, 30, 24 and 34. So I'm very confident that he'll get over 20 disposals. And we'll parlay that into Patrick Cripps, the skipper. He's also doing very well this season. And we'll go for him to get 20 or more disposals. His last 5, Gelding, almost as good, if not better than Sam Walsh. 29, 32, 30, 23 and 33.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Professor. I like it.
So tomorrow's Professor's Parlay, Gelding, race 7, horse 2 at Eagle Farm, Sun God, into Sam Walsh to get 20 or more disposals, into Patrick Cripps to get 20 or more disposals. And we just hope we have as much success as we had last weekend.
Professor, I like him. Just saying, hoping for good rides.
All right, Gelding. That's all for the winning forecast for this week. So until next week, it's good luck.
And good punting.
Responsible gambling is paramount. For support, contact the Gambling Help online at 1800 858 858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.